Hello, my dear friends. Welcome back to Elena's Bar and the Resurgence of Sanity. How are you doing, guys?
I'm doing well.
Doing well. And Plutarch, finally.
Oh, I'm always around.
I know. But
I,
it's so
I, I think
great
I,
to have you.
I think I'm here this morning because somebody's fishing for compliments.
Oh, really?
Uh
Well, feel free to be
That's just
honest.
a reality.
Be honest though, because even if you find the green flags in a woman, there is always something that could be suspicious. Anyway, yeah, guys, today we are talking about the traffic light, how Steve mentioned in a woman, what to look for in a woman, because we got a request from Shu Tai, and I hope that he catches this video, guys. Tell us what you think about these topics. Also, feel free to share your experience and observations about women. What would you pay attention to? And if you don't catch us live, leave a comment after watching the replay. We appreciate your feedback. Yeah, and before we dive in, guys, please like and subscribe. It always helps the channel. So yeah, about these flags, guys, what would you pay attention to when you were dating a woman for long-term relationship? We are not talking about the hookup. We are talking about long-term relationship.
Yeah, before we get into that, I have a question for Plutarch.
Yes, sir.
Plutarch, did you find the ready-made perfect woman in Elena?
No. Sorry, guys, but no.
Okay, so that's I knew that was going to be the answer. So let's start out with the perfect woman does not exist. If you're
Okay.
looking for one, you know what? You're going to fail. And because your expectations are going to be too high, and you won't be prepared for the amount of work as a man that you're going to have to put in to the relationship. I'm going to say something that's controversial to manage your woman.
I agree with the word manage because anybody who thinks they're doing anything else is probably deluding themselves.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
So,
Just for a couple of women who might join us to watch, how would you describe manage?
oh, before we get there, we've already discovered or uncovered one of the traits that you want to find in a woman. He has to be manageable.
Okay.
There you go. Now, we tend to use as men different words for this. The red pill has their words. You'll hear the word submissive a lot. It's a good word. A submissive woman is very likely to be more manageable than a combative battle axe, for example. I mean, I think that follows. But manageable also means not just submissive, but willing to change and adapt. And I'm thinking about my time in corporate America here. A manager's job was to manage the team, was to adapt the team to the needs of the project. Now, in this case, the project is the relationship. So the woman has to be willing to adapt to the needs of the relationship.
So if you were, well, let's assume you were the head of the group, but same thing applies if you're not the head. Either way, if you're not the head, you complain about someone being a micromanager. They're telling you every aspect and they're looking over your shoulder and they're giving scrutiny to every little trivial thing you do. And it's no fun. And from the manager's perspective, he or she is being an idiot because they don't know everything and it takes an immense amount of effort. So, you want to the relationship should be. I'm talking in a business relationship between you and your boss. It needs to delegate a task, then monitor your performance on the task, but not micromanage what you're doing. You need to have, okay, he sets the goal and the boundary, and then, or you know what the boundaries are. And so now go forth and do that. And then come back and keep me up to date with what's going on. And I'm not going to be looking over you every day, every hour to make sure what you're doing. Well, isn't that what we want in a man woman relationship? I mean, the man, yeah, I want to be in charge. I want to delegate things to her. Then I want to be able to trust that she will get the task done. And I don't want to have to micromanage her in every little aspect of it. She needs to have some self motivation and ability to put in some work. And, just as in the employment relationship, give a task. You want them to go off and, do some work, do some planning, develop a plan, action items, pros and cons, and resources needed, and what are the finances. Do some homework, and then come back to the boss and say, okay, here's what I've figured out. Here's my approach. Here's what I'm going to do.
Hey, Steve.
Are incapable of that, you don't like it, you should do the same thing with a woman. Now go ahead.
I want to add another word to that, your list of traits, and that's discipline.
That's a big one.
Because, and this works in employment and in relationships, because when I was in corporate, I had to have the discipline to get the work done. My boss could trust me that I would get it done because I had the discipline to do it. And I'm thinking about Elena here. So I don't know, it's a popular subgenre of YouTube videos, but there's all these couple YouTuber streamers, and the men are always complaining about how these women go into Target and they turn into these feral shoppers. They would much rather empty the store out before they think about it. And so the men are constantly having to go with the women. You were talking about micromanaging, right? The men,
yes.
Yeah, exactly. The men have to go with the women to the store to prevent the women from cleaning the store out and cleaning out the bank account. I do not go to the store with Elena. She was given a list of goods to buy at the grocery store yesterday. We worked that out on the basis of our needs over the next week. She went off to the store. I went back to work. She got the list, put them away, did everything correctly. I was free to work. I was free to do my job.
So does a woman make your life a little easier, or she complicates it? Meaning that you constantly have to micromanage her. Does she do her job so that you can do your job?
Pretty much. I mean, what you're talking when you say discipline, and I was going to bring up that word too, but I'm glad you did. What you're describing is self-discipline.
Correct.
Now you gave her the task. How how rigid was it? Did she have any discretion to buy something that wasn't on the list?
Let me tell you a little story about that, because she actually did do that yesterday, and she got an Attagirl for doing it. So there's a particular brand of energy bar that we use, and I like to eat them before streams so that I'm not, glucose crashing on people halfway through. Okay. Well, they're not cheap, and the store nearby doesn't always carry them. But she knows I like them. She knows that we use them. They're a streaming thing, And she said, and she looked at the price at the store had them this time. She looked at the price and she said, "Oh, this is cheaper than Amazon," because I told her what they cost on Amazon. And she said,
Okay.
"Oh, I'll buy the store out."
I didn't clean them out. Yeah.
She did, but the point is she had the discretion to do that because she saw something that she knew we needed more of and took care of it.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. It's not, you can only go this far. You have rigid boundaries. No, here's the general, here's our general goals. And, you know, and like if she saw a $5 frivolous item, junk food or whatever, and she bought that for herself because she just wanted it. Is that the
Chocolate.
end of the world? Chocolate? Yeah. No. Or if she bought that too much of something, but it's something you use, and now you have a 3-month supply.
Don't care.
But what if you did care? Oh, wait. The solution, the problem is solved in 3 months.
Pretty much.
It's still not a big deal.
Right.
It's still consumable. It's not.
Right.
Well, it's
there's no, it's not like going buying a car and having to pay for it for the next 84 months. It doesn't
Right.
have long-term implications. So yeah, she's got discretion. And how much discretion? Well, that's
up
based
to her.
on your experience, and it's flexible, but it is kind of based on how much self-discipline she has.
Exactly. The more self-discipline a woman exercises, the more discretion she will be allowed to have.